I was gonna be gay, and then I got high. I was gonna suck on my own dick, but I got high. Good morning, Slop Nation, and welcome to Slop Chop. This is a new podcast hosted by myself, Harvey Mulvihill. It is about the happenings of the internet, and it is your one-stop shop for slop. I am delighted to be speaking to you all this evening. It's been a good week for your boy. It's been a week chock full of slop. And I'm getting sort of existential with my slop consumption, because at the end of the day, I know that it's unhealthy. I know that it's not probably great for longevity, but it makes me so happy. It fills my brain with the good chemicals that I like. And so I think I'm going to continue. Also, my podcast would starve without this addiction of mine. Yeah, so instead of improving or instead of fixing the issue, you start talking into a microphone about the issue, and then you're content. And I am content, sloppers, more than content. Some would say I'm ecstatic for slop. What a week for slop it's been. You guys been keeping up with this Afroman trial? I saw musings about it briefly. I think it's the coolest thing, the funniest story. Afroman, for those who don't know, not a one-hit wonder, but perhaps a two-hit wonder. He did Because I Got High, and he did Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need. A couple of absolute classics, bangers. Not familiar with the rest of his catalog. I'm sure he's got other good stuff. But legendary dude, and this week was sued by, hold on, let me get my goddamn facts straight, the Adams County Sheriff's Office for using footage of them in one of his recent songs. Why was he using footage of the Adams County Sheriff's Office, you may ask, slops? Well, that is what I'm here to discuss with you. He was accused of kidnapping and then drug trafficking. Those are the two charges. And the police, the Adams County Sheriff's Office, kicked in his door when he wasn't there and performed a raid looking for this kidnapped victim and all these alleged drugs that he was trafficking. Come to find out, no kidnapping, no drugs. It was all a bunch of hogwash. I don't know exactly how the thing got started or why the charges were filed originally, but he's innocent. He's an innocent man. And so they found nothing. They go home with their tail between their legs, but they seize a bunch of money. And he's pissed because they broke into his fucking house and they seized cash that he had. And the cash was eventually returned, but minus $400 or something like that. I'm listing facts to you right now, but the gist of this is there was a raid on this man's house. He did nothing wrong, and then he had cameras in his house, Ring cameras set up, one in his front door and one in his kitchen. And so he made it because he's a rapper, he's an entertainer. He made a song making fun of these people, of the sheriff's department. It's very funny. I don't know if I can play any of it because of copyright. I'll play a couple of seconds probably while I'm talking, but it's catchy. It's a banger, dude. It's a banger. And so this is the reason he was sued. He was sued by the sheriff's department because he used their likeness, their images in his media, in his art. And the verdict for the trial was 100% in favor of Afroman. So it's a big win for fair use, and also it's his footage. They were in his house. What are you gonna fuck you, dude? And there was no criminal mischief happening at all. So he's 100% in the right, and a judge and jury of his peers all agreed with that statement. So shouts out to Afroman, dude. I love a late career sort of second wind comeback. It's my favorite story when someone's kind of big in whatever he was, the 90s or early 2000s. Yeah, 16 years ago, those two songs. And he's having a moment right now. And it's all thanks to the Adams County Sheriff's Office, who busted down his door. So he made fun of them. He filmed them because they were in his house, and he put them in his art. It's a cool thing. But yeah, similar to like the Ethan Klein fair use trial of 2021, 2022, whenever that was. This could be like a landmark precedent-setting situation, because it all makes sense, right? The deputies, I'm just going to read this. Deputies sued claiming defamation, invasion of privacy, emotional distress, misuse of likeness, and they wanted $4 million fucking dollars in reparations. And basically the trial was about, like, can an artist use footage of police executing a warrant to criticize / mock them? He argued it's satire, it's fair use, it's First Amendment, it's my footage, go fuck yourself. And I love the jury's unanimously was like, yeah, that tracks. So it could be a landmark thing. Again, much like the Ethan Klein situation. It's wild that Ethan Klein is in law textbooks now. Like, he is a precedent setting. There is some sort of a term that I'm missing because I don't have the brain power for it. I don't know things too good. There's a term for this, like the precedent setting case, where you can point at it if you're a lawyer and you go, no. We have fair use on our side because Ethan and Ela Klein did that lawsuit against that one guy. They spent 4 years and $200,000 fighting this thing because Ethan Klein is not one to lay over. He's one to pick a fight, not the opposite. The wrong person to fuck with. I'd like to talk a little bit about Ethan Klein, I think. Because I still fuck with this guy a lot. I still fuck with him, dude. I don't watch the pod. Don't listen to the pod. But I'm a fan. And I have always been a fan. He's never lost me. And I know he's lost a lot of people because of the Israel stuff. That's the thing. And I just, it's possible that I think it's, oh boy, this might get into questionable areas here, but I think it's just because of my general apathy and distaste for real news that I don't mind it much. And also, bear with me, also, I think that he's like been massively strawmanned, and like he hasn't really said that crazy of shit about Israel. He just married an Israeli and lived over there for a long time and is under the impression that it can still exist or should still exist, be allowed to exist. He doesn't fuck with the genocide. Oh boy, getting into it, aren't we? But I don't know. Again, my stance on it, like most things, all things political, I'm just like, it doesn't bother me. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I get it bothering you though. I understand having an issue with that specifically. I totally get it. Again, I do think he's been blown up, overinflated. His opinions, I think, are... People just think that he's way more out of pocket than he actually is. If you really get down to it, there's like what's called? There's like compilations online of him talking about the Israeli-Palestine conflict, and his opinions are on the right side of history. I'm telling you. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds fucking crazy. I'm telling you, they are, man. And I just fuck with him. I don't know. I think he's funny. I like his clips. I'm impressed by the output, impressed by the empire he's amassed. The H3 podcast is remarkable. And I'm a fan, dude. I'm a fan. I still got Teddy Fresh in the closet. Less of it these days, but still pushing. So, I don't know. I will not sway with the tides on this one, I don't think. Unless he is out there actively murdering Palestinian children. Which, to the best of my knowledge, he's not. I think he's into the two-state solution thing, which I think is the only realistic outcome at the end of the day. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. Again, just fucking, I don't watch the pod, but every once in a while you click on and you watch a few minutes and he's just fucking around, man. He's just doing bits. He's just doing bits. What's not to like? Okay, he's like really, really aggressive, and he takes Slop to a remarkable level, caring about things that I could not possibly bring myself to care about. Drama, like internet drama, but I guess we're doing the same thing, but the level of niche internet shit that he discusses, it's really it's outside my wheelhouse. It's something that I don't care. I just don't care. And I'm not going to be, again, I will never be the Keemstar or Ethan Klein, where if it's a topic on the internet, I will discuss it. If it's a thing that's happening today, you better believe I'm talking about it. I'm not going to be that guy. I will be talking about things that I'm interested in. Mostly. Don't hold me to that, actually. I'm a hypocrite, too. I'm also a fucking hypocrite and a liar. But, but most of the time, that's the move, dude. That's the move. Because what the fuck is the point? What are you trying to just chase clicks? Yes, I'm also trying to do that. Well, it's not working. Fuck, you're right. Dang it. I don't know. Still figuring this thing out. Coming up on a year. Next week is 1 year. How crazy is that, man? A year of doing the podcast. 52 episodes. Didn't miss a week. Or I haven't yet, I guess. I guess theoretically I could have a goddamn heart attack in between my recording this and posting it in a couple days. But, it's looking pretty good. Looking like I'm going to hit 52 weeks in a row, which is pretty cool. Stoked on that. It also is just extraordinarily impressive to me, the podcasts that have been on for like damn near a fucking decade and they've never missed a week. Like my beloved Tuesdays with Stories, Joe List and Mark Normand. They are one of the OG pods, man. And they never missed a week. They've been on for forever, since like 2012. Very, very impressive. That's another interesting thing. That's another an interesting case study. A couple interesting case studies for podcasts today. The H3 podcast, their model, they post yeah. So the H3 podcast posts 5 episodes a week. 5 fucking episodes a week. They're streamed live switched, whole crew, and then or excuse me, it's 4. It's 4 plus a Patreon/member episode. So it is 5. So you have 5 episodes a week, and then now they like a couple weeks ago started implementing this H3 After Dark thing, where immediately after the podcast concludes, they hand it over to Harley Morenstein and some lady, which are like the 2 Harley is the epic mealtime guy from way back in the day. He's back. He's back, and he's in the H3. He's in the H3 world now. He's in the H3 universe. But it's him and some lady, and they're doing another show. So it's 8. They probably don't follow up the Patreon one, so it's 9 episodes a fucking week if you count all those. Crazy. I also think it's just a weird, the After Dark thing is a weird decision. If you go to their channel, you see, like, if you're just scrolling through their recent live uploads, it looks more like a Harley Morenstein channel than an Ethan Klein channel at this point. His face is on most of the goddamn thumbnails because he's doing an episode every day, just like Ethan is. That's a weird thing. I don't know. I think that I got a feeling that's not going to be very long lived. But again, fascinating structure for a podcast. Daily live episodes, 3 to 4 hours long a piece, with another catch up After Dark episode now. That's 2 to 3 hours after that. So if you are a true completionist diehard H3 fan, you are watching 7-ish hours of podcasts 5 times a week. 4 times a week, and then a 2-hour bonus episode on the 5th day. You get the weekends off. You don't have to watch a podcast on the weekends. But that is a goddamn full-time job. A fucking full-time job. I do not understand how people do that. I'm sure there are people that do that. And even if you take away the After Dark thing, it's still crazy. 4 hours a fucking day. 4 days a week, even if you're not a member. How do people do that? That's a shocking amount of time. Is it just that you're trying to be Howard Stern, or I don't know, who's the fucking Republican guy? I can't remember his name, but you're trying to have like a radio show basically where you're sort of always on the air, and people aren't expected to sit there and watch the whole thing. They just tune in when they're available, and they'll watch the H3 podcast as it's on for an hour, and they'll go do some other shit. Maybe that's what the move is, or what people they're trying to aim for. But that's not how most other people. I think it's just a different model. It's a different model. Most podcasts, you're having consistent uploads, usually weekly, and the people that are fans are usually like tuning in most weeks. You're developing a fan base that is there, that's in it for the completion, or in it for the consistency. Consistency. It's not like a TV show or a rerun or something. Yeah, it's further from Howard Stern and closer to like Family Guy on Adult Swim, or reruns of Fresh Prince, where it's just on. And you get home from work, or you need some background noise while you're doing dishes, you're going to turn on Fresh Prince reruns. You're just going to turn on Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Fresh Prince will be on for a while. And you'll enjoy it, and then you'll go about your day. Again, such a different model, such a different thing than every other pod in the game. Every other pod in the game wants you to tune in and listen. Sit your white ass down and listen to what's being discussed. The Slop of the Week, for example. Another business model for another podcast that I love, Are You Garbage? Love, love, love Are You Garbage. If you guys are not familiar, fantastic New York comedians who they're like super trashy. They grew up in Philly, and they are, the whole premise of the podcast is they bring your favorite comedians on and they ask them like niche, fun questions about like, and then they try to determine whether or not they are trash. And then sometimes they'll get questions from the audience like, hey, is it garbage if? So like the one I listened to today with Mark Normand, one of the questions was, is it garbage to take your family photo at a funeral because everyone's dressed up nice? So it's fun, thought-provoking questions such as that. So they ask you just a bunch of questions about your childhood, but like, again, funny, niche, like, I'm trying to think of a goddamn example. What's the name of the street you grew up on? What was the local grocery store? Did anyone in the family ever represent themselves in court? That's a good one. But yeah, there's a million of them. Great podcast, legitimately hilarious dudes. I was on my slop of the year list, but if you want to do yourself a favor and look up this podcast episode, it's Are You Garbage with Ian Fidance, and it's he's done like 4 of them, but the one called The Bomb Squad is magic. It's magic. There's like something in the air. And Foley, the fatter, funnier, it's arguable. He's funnier, I guess. They're both hilarious. But Foley is like legitimate comedic genius, hilarious dude, fat as shit. He just starts bombing. He starts like going for jokes and they just aren't working. And then the other 2 just catch it and they just keep fucking bombing, but they're making fun of each other for bombing and laughing about it. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Love the episode. One of the hardest, hardest episodes I've ever laughed at. One of the episodes I've ever laughed the hardest at, whatever the expression is there. But yeah, check that out. Excellent podcast. The reason I brought them up is because their model is pretty fucking crazy too. So they have 2 public episodes a week and then 2 Patreon episodes a week. And the Patreon, they're killing it, fucking killing it on Patreon. I think they're like top 50 podcasts on Patreon. They are making money hand over foot, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, killing it. And they do a $5. I know this because I was a part of the Patreon for a minute. They do a $5 tier, which gets you the Patreon Are You Garbage episode, and then a $10 tier, which lets you get the, what do they call it, Hard Feelings, the Patreon exclusive show, just the 2 of them talking shit. They drop the Are You Garbage gimmick and they just talk shit. Hard Feelings, because they bring up like tough kind of mean things about each other and they just rib each other. But it's the best. That show is incredible. I say it still exists. I am no longer a Patreon subscriber as I once was for quite some time. And the reason for that is because we're getting real niche here. The reason for that is because they used to have a third mic producer by the name of Toby McMullen. And if you go back to any of the old episodes, probably, when did Toby leave? Toby left like a year ago. Anything before a year ago, and he'll chime in. He produces the pod, he shoots it, he's the producer. You know what a producer is. But he's also fucking hilarious. He's a stand-up comedian as well. And the 3 of them together was, just gold, magic. Especially Hard Feelings, that was my favorite. I would look forward to it every week. The 3 of them just talking shit was incredible. Incredible. And then about a year ago, something happened. Something fucking happened. To this day, no one knows. Me and my comedy nerd friend Chris are still talking about this to this day. We'll bring it up. Like, it never leaked. Nothing. But they seemed like they were the best of friends. He was invited to both their weddings, Foley and Kevin, KJ. And then one day he was gone. And they just did an announcement. Hey guys, just so you know, Toby is no longer part of the show. We love him. We thank him for all he's done. But that's that. And they never gave any fucking explanation. Nothing. The fans were riotous, extremely unhappy. And they just moved on. They did one more follow up, like, "Hey, I love seeing all the love for Toby. We love him too. We wish him the best in his future endeavors." That's all it was. All we got. So they were also actually, come to think of it, they were hinting at it being a sort of on brand reason that he left. On brand meaning garbage or trashy. So my theory, actually this is Chris's theory, but my theory that I'm stealing from Chris is that he stole from the company. That he was like skimming money off the top. That's the only thing we could come up with. Because if it was just he wanted out, he wanted to do his own thing, they would have just said that. But instead they said nothing. They gave us no explanation. So my theory, Chris's theory, that I agree with, is that he was skimming off the top. They found out about it. And then because of all the goodwill and the much love and the thank you for everything, they were like, we're going to do you a solid and not tell anyone about this, but obviously we can't work with you anymore. So he blew up his gig. And now shortly thereafter, he started his own pod, which I think is doing okay. Certainly doing better than this one. But never any contact again. Never had the Are You Garbage Boys on, of course. Never been invited back on the show. It is bad blood, for sure. For sure. So why? Why? What happened? And I was like, bro, they're like very interconnected with these two, Foley and KJ. Seen them live. They were good. They're very connected in the New York comedy scene, and they have comedians over there, who have been on the show multiple times, who knew about fucking what's his dick? Toby. They knew about Toby, and then he was gone one day. I was like, they're gonna tell people, and word will spread, and then I will eventually figure out what happened. It will leak online, and then we'll know. Then we'll all know. And to this day, a fucking year later, it still hasn't happened. So I don't know what the deal is, man. I'm still curious. Like I was feverishly curious a year ago when this all went down, and now I'm curious. Eventually, probably another year from now, I'll be mildly curious, and then another year after that, I'll be like, I don't really give a shit. But it's going to take 3 years for that life cycle to play out. Right now, I'm pretty fucking curious still. But anyway, the 3 mic magic of that trio had me listening every goddamn week. I loved the 3 of them in the same room. Just a minute. But yeah, after Toby left, the magic kind of dissipated, and the show's still great, but it's not as great. So I am no longer a Patreon supporter, but I still love those guys, and respect the hell out of them. Respect the grind, the hustle. 4 episodes a week is insane. I mean, wild. And they're all like, unlike the H3 podcast where it's very free form and there's 15 people in the room and they talk about whatever's going on that week. Like, this is like legit comedy, very focused, very just quick as all shit and difficult to do. So shouts out to those boys. We love ya here at Slop Chop, man. Hey, do yourself a favor, Sloppers, and check out their pod. This is kind of fun. Niche podcast model dissection. That's what we'll call this. That's what we'll call this segment. What's another one? Okay, I brought him up earlier. Tuesdays with Stories. Joe List and Mark Normand. Mark Normand, by the way, I should have saved this for what have I been watching at the end, but Netflix special dropped this week. Mark Normand, big ass Netflix special. It's pretty good. I was thinking about it, and I'm gonna start mean, and then I'm gonna go nice. That's how I'm gonna play this, because start mean. Okay, mean. He's my least favorite comedian of the 4 on Protect Our Parks, including Joe Rogan. Ari Shaffir, Shane Gillis, Mark Normand. Those are the 4 on that show. The recurring Joe Rogan Experience thing called Protect Our Parks. He's my least favorite stand-up. He is my favorite storyteller and favorite podcaster of the bunch. The only podcaster of those 4 that I listen to consistently. He's an incredible storyteller, and for some reason, it's not in his fucking stand-up. I don't get why. He has a podcast, if you're unfamiliar, called Tuesdays with Stories with Joe List. And they've been going on, they've been a household name in the New York comedy scene for 12, 13, whatever, more than a decade. A long time. And all they do is bullshit and talk. They bring stories. What happened this week to me? They're always traveling for comedy. They always have good stories. They are both incredible storytellers. Gripping, hilarious. They punch up each other's stories. They throw in bits and stuff. It's great. And for some reason, he doesn't do it on stage. I don't get why. His stand-up is so jokey. Here's another one. Joke. Where like you're just kind of, it's the same structure for every bit. And it's just my least favorite type of stand-up. I just am not personally not a fan. It's very old school. It's very Jerry Seinfeld, which is one of his heroes. It's just not my cup of jizz. Cup of jizz, by the way, rip that straight out of Tuesdays with Stories. I'm a goddamn hack. There's a million things that are in my vocabulary because of that podcast and the other pods that I listen to. But this with all that said, this is his best special for sure. He's a great writer. He just has this crutch, which is he cannot let go of the puns. He can't fucking let them go, dude. I wrote this in my Letterboxd review, but he's like they're his autistic special interest. I wouldn't basically, he declines this or denies this, but the man's on the spectrum for sure. For sure. 1000%. And like, he loves the English language and he's obsessed with puns. And I've never once in my life have I laughed at a pun in a punchline. And as a fan of the pod, they work really well as throwaway lines to like punch up another story. Like Joe List will be over here telling a story, or he sits on this side. He's over here telling the story. And Mark will like throw in a couple of just punchy little wordplay jokes, and they don't make you laugh, but you go, that's cute, that's fun, right? I don't think I've literally ever laughed at a pun, not once. But he puts them in his punchlines, bro. In his punchlines. Like, here's the moment where everyone laughs. And it actually makes me frown. It does. It's the opposite of what comedy is supposed to do. It makes me frown, bro. And then meanwhile, he has these incredible angles and really smart, clever writing that's just being mogged down by the fucking puns. The puns, bro. These fucking puns. So it's worth watching for sure. It is his best special. And like I did laugh a handful. This is so cunty. I did laugh a handful of times. There's some good stuff in there. A lot of his throwaway lines are great. And again, it's worth it just for the takes. Like even if the punchline itself isn't the strongest, the take is really fun and really interesting. He's a fascinating mind. That Mark Normand. So watch it. It's solid. The reason I brought it up is because he has 2 podcasts. This Mark Normand fella. He has one with Joe List called Tuesdays with Stories, as previously discussed, and he has one with Sam Morrill called We Might Be Drunk. I do not listen to We Might Be Drunk. I listen to Tuesdays almost every week. Not as much recently, but Tuesday's one of my all-time favorites. Because I love Joe List. But here's the difference between the two. Tuesdays has been going on for 38 years. At a certain point, they stopped doing guests and they have never done guests again. So it's just the two of them every week. And the podcast, in terms of growth, is just stagnant, bro. They just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I mean, this year, like, or last year, 2025. They just hit 100K. And again, they've been around for a fucking decade. And like, if you go to every other podcast platform, big comedy podcast, they're all pushing 1 million subs, right? They just hit 100K. And so there's a ceiling on the growth that you can have if you don't have guests. Guests are the thing to do growth. And relating it to my own stupid little baby issue, relating it to my own pod, when I'm editing, my favorite, this is like just total ego, come to think of it. I think I'm at my best when I'm solo on mic, and the friends of mine that have expressed that they watch or listen to the pod have said so as well, that they prefer the solo episodes. But the only way to grow the pod is to have people on. And also the only way to get better at having people on is to have people on, you know? So I think I think I might just go back to like every other week trying to do a guest episode. I don't know. Also, as a fucking introverted queer boy, it's so much easier to come in here and just bullshit on a microphone by myself for an hour and a half than it is to invite someone to my home and have them be here in my room with me talking, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, this life of mine is so difficult. So difficult. Oh yeah, so I forgot the second half of the goddamn story. So Tuesdays just hit 100K. We Might Be Drunk. Mark and Sam started probably 3 years ago during COVID. That wasn't 3 years ago. Oh my god, that was 6 years ago. Jesus Christ. I think they started like right after COVID, and they have guests on every fucking week. And you better believe it, they've got like damn near 1 million subscribers on YouTube. In a fraction of the time, they've exploded past Tuesdays in terms of growth. Eyeballs. They have like legit famous people on. Not quite Theo Von, Joe Rogan level, but close. Pretty wild. So just an interesting case study. I think both of those pods, I'm a Tuesdays diehard and longtime Patreon supporter. They do 2 episodes a week. One for public, one for Patreon. Which is the fucking move, dude. That's the move, brother. That's what I hope to one day start is to do a Patreon exclusive where I let my hair down and I start, I don't know. That's a long time away. You got to develop a fan base before you can start charging them for something. But yeah, that's how Tuesdays end. We might be drunk. Work is they do a public episode and a private, sexy Patreon episode. But I love that model. Tim Dillon does the same thing. Massive fucking empire, the Tim Dillon Show. One of the, if not the number one podcast on Patreon. He is making millions and millions of dollars a year, killing it. So yeah, those are my thoughts about podcasts. That was a long ass tangent. Pretty inside baseball. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Let's get back to Slop, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, we have an anniversary on our hands. It is the 20-year anniversary of Twitter.com. 20 years of Twitter. It's undergone a recent name change. It's now, as we all call it, as we all know, X.com. The everything app. And we love it. We love it for that. We love it for taxes and banking and messaging and photos. Can't forget the reading. Oh my god, I just put a fucking snot rocket. That's so gross, dude. I just snorted at my own mediocre joke and blew a snot rocket onto my shirt. Is that staying in? We'll see. My god. But what's fun is there's a thread this week. There's a thread this week on X.com, the everything app. Do some gardening. It's X, bro. Bro, you on X? To this day, I have not heard a single human. Not a one. Not one. No, that's not true. I've heard one. One of my friends does it. I haven't called him out for it yet, but oh well, fuck it. He's been on this podcast. So anyway, but the thread on Twitter or X was Twitter turns 20 this year. What's the best tweet of all time? So just like a barrage of hilarious all-time great tweets. I'm gonna see if this works in an audio format, but I'm just gonna read them to you and see if it plays. And if it doesn't, we cut it out. That's my promise to you, sloppers. Never, never, never will I force you to listen to something of subpar quality. As I was saying that, I was like, that's not true. That's not true. All right, you're right. It's not true. But again, I'm a liar. All right. I'm voting for Pete Buttigieg because we need a president who sucks cock and eats ass and gets fucked in his ass with cocks and eats cum. Banger. And in parentheses, throwing up white foam. My foam! It's 1925. I'm leaning against the lamppost on the lookout for dames who are looking for trouble. I start flipping a quarter. I catch her eye. I fumble the quarter and it rolls into a sewer grate. I have lost the equivalent of $30,000. Talking to the sharks at Shark Tank. It's called Kratom. It's not pills. It's dirt. And you can buy it at the vape store. Take 3, that's an Adderall. Take 15, that's a Perky, brothers and sisters. Mark Cuban. What does it taste like? Me. Dog ashes. That's kind of my favorite format is the little scenario they paint you in your head just with a little bit of text. It's pretty beautiful. It reminds me of 4chan green texts, you know? It is the kind of modern equivalent of that. The tweet where you just put yourself in that I mean the classic movie theater baked beans thing that I can't do on the podcast for obvious reasons. But you just picture yourself there and it's beautiful. Twitter still to this, I mean, it's the best social media. It's the grimiest, the ugliest, and the best. All 3 things are true. There's my brother, who is an avid slopper. Shouts out to Patrick. He called me the other day and said he downloaded Twitter and tried to get into it, and he got like boilerplate, normal, day one, no algorithm Twitter, and it was just fully like red pill Nazi, ultra right wing, fuck the immigrants, like that type of content. And the funny thing, I'm gonna throw him under the bus a little bit here. He was like, "Man, if I was younger and less wise, wizened, I might get kind of radicalized by this stuff." And then he goes on like a 13-minute tirade about maybe cut this. I don't know. But anyway, he tells me he tells me if he was younger, he could see how the pipeline kind of pushes people in that direction, all while being pushed in that direction himself. knowingly and unknowingly. Both things are true again. But anyway, shouts out to Twitter. Twitter is much like TikTok. Twitter and TikTok, I think, to this day are the best. But the best algorithms. TikTok takes the crown. But the two best algorithms in the game are Twitter and the talk. The problem with TikTok is that it hurts my brain. I guess they all do. But vertical videos specifically, like the endless scroll thing, really does a number on my brain. And I cannot do it long term. I will often take a break from doom scrolling TikTok and jump over to refresh myself with some light reading on X.com, the everything app. No, well, that's enough of that. Let's move on to some long form content on YouTube, which might as well be a textbook or something. I feel like I'm learning when I go long form. I got a problem. Anyway, another couple tweets for you. I don't know if any of these are working because there's no one in here. And I will only know in the edit. So here's another fun little scenario tweet for you here. Grinch. By the way, I'll put all these tweets in the fucking episode. So if you want to watch, if you want to pull your phone out of your pocket and give it a glance. Grinch, I would like to buy a dog. Pet store employee. Okay, are you a guy? Grinch, no, I am some sort of gorilla. Pet store employee. That is fine. Grinch, a green gorilla employee. Doesn't matter. Banger. Anyway, I love Twitter still. It's still my favorite thing. And no matter how good TikTok is, even if it did make my brain hurt, and it was all good vibes all the time, and perhaps I would even use the learning one, whatever that is the STEM tab. Is there a less traveled place on Earth than the TikTok STEM tab? But even if I was using it for that and actually trying to learn some shit, even if it was all the great things that it was good for my mental health and all the stuff, it would still have the unfixable problem of being an out loud video player that I cannot use in public. People that have their fucking TikTok blasting in public, I got no sympathy for you. I think you should be executed. And maybe this will be different when I have my own children, but get your fucking kid some headphones, bro. Please get your child some headphones, man. They're very inexpensive. You can get baby ones that don't break easily. You can plug that shit in, and then you don't have to bother the rest of the restaurant with your shitty child. Right? Let him doom scroll, man. I don't give a fuck what you are feeding this young brain. I just don't want to have to be subjected to it. I think it's fair. You poison your child's brain because you don't want to deal with it. I get it. I will be doing the same thing to my children for sure. Shove an iPad into their hands before they even have a concept of what it is they're holding. That is what I will be doing. Before he's got even object permanence. Straight up infant. Shove an iPad into that fucker's hands, bro. Make him stop talking. He's not even talking. He's just crying. Here you go. Yeah, you gotta start him young. You gotta get on the Slop train, man. Once I die, I'm gonna hand over this podcast to my firstborn son, Harvey the Fourth, who will carry on the Slop name. Yes. That is what will happen. But yeah, the headphones thing is a good idea. I think maybe I gotta really use my size to my advantage more often because I'm an intimidating figure. And what I could do is just go tell them, put some fucking headphones on your child. I'm over it. I'm not into it. Look at me being large and intimidating and scary. Please? For the benefit of everyone here. Put some headphones on your child. I'm over it, bro. I'm fucking over it. This is an anger podcast now. I'm angry. Yeah, so but in my case, I usually have my AirPods in my pocket, but I'm talking for just a few seconds, like the in-between moments, you know? I should really stop doing that. I should really stop using the in-between moments to go straight to social media. I should let my brain think. I should let my brain think. Then I wouldn't be in such a predicament, you know? What predicaments? I don't know. I don't fucking know. No, things are fine. But I would have more opportunity to be creative and like brainstorm improvements for this here podcast that you're listening to right now. Yeah, you need a social media that you can read silently and scroll for a few minutes in the in-between moments. And TikTok will never be that because it's out loud. Maybe that's the reason that oh my God, I just had a horrible realization. Maybe that's the reason that the engagement is so much better on the videos that have the built-in captions. Because people are listening to it quietly. It may also be possible that most people just like subtitles because reading while you're listening is doubly using your brain. I don't know. All I know is I fucking hate putting goddamn subtitles into my clips. It takes so fucking long. There's definitely ways to do it that are cheaper and faster. Not cheaper, but currently it costs $0. I could spend money on a thing that would make it good and fast, and that is what I will eventually do. Probably. Anyway. Oh, did you guys see the Spider-Man trailer? Spider-Man Brand New Day with Tom Holland, Zendaya, and the third one, the fat one who's not fat anymore. He got on Ozempic. He was better fat. That third one. He was better fat. He looks weird now. Jonah Hill used to talk about that a lot. Where like once you are kind of known for being fat guy actor, agents will sometimes tell you to like stay fat so you can keep getting fat guy roles. And so he would just yo-yo back and forth. I mean, that was the running joke for Jonah Hill for the longest, is that you never knew if he was going to be fat or not. I saw a clip from Get Him to the Greek recently. He is fatter than shit in that movie. I discussed this on the pod before, for sure. Fatter than shit in that movie. But he's normal size now. But I think the third guy, what do you call him? Pacific Islander, maybe? I don't know. But third guy in the Spider-Man movies, the new Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland ones. They're making a fourth one. I'm a fan, by the way. I like those movies a lot. The third one I do not care for. That's the one with all three Spider-Men. That one is okay. The other two, though, are great. Homecoming and No Way Home. Far From Home is the third one, I think. Or is it reversed? Doesn't matter. Kind of a bad naming thing. Hey, we're doing a little thing. We're having the word home in all of our movies. Well, it makes them indistinguishable. It makes it very difficult to remember which one is which. Why is that a bad thing, though? Okay, I guess it doesn't matter at all. I guess they could literally all be called Spider-Man, just Spider-Man. And nothing would change. Literally nothing would change. They would make the same amount of money. People don't care. They would just go see the Spider-Man movie. Yep, you're right. The title is literally meaningless. But then you don't do 2, 3. You could just do 1, 2, and 3. You just have Spider-Man 2 again. I guess you want to do... Oh, yeah. Fascinating stuff, truly. But they're doing a fourth one. And so this will be... I was going to say the first MCU character to get 4 movies, but that's not true. Thor got 4 movies. Remember that? Remember Thor 4? Holy shit. Man, once in a lifetime experience, that film. A true masterpiece. Taika Waititi I lost respect. I lost literally all respect I had for Taika in one fell swing. Everything he does now seems cringe to me because of that film, which is probably unfair. Like, he's made some good stuff. The third one's great. Ragnarok's great. The fourth one is so shockingly bad that it's like it's poisoned this entire I actually just hate New Zealand now. I hate an entire country. That's not true. It's funny to think of Thor 4 making someone racist though. Racist against New Zealand, the Kiwis. It is that bad. It is bad enough to poison your brain against a race of people. Shouts out to Thor 4. Holy fucking Christ. Remember when Christian Bale actually was acting in that movie? Was trying to play a real character? And he just didn't realize the kind of legitimate shitstorm that he was in. He's a goddamn professional. He's going to try to make it work, no matter what the material is. Oh, man. I also remember that movie is bad literally from the first scene. It's never not bad. The promise of in-game was that Thor is going off to hang out with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're gonna have some adventures. You're like, that sounds fun. Can't wait for Thor. Can't wait for Thor 4. Say that 5 times fast. And then 3 minutes into the movie opens with this dark, depressing, poorly written Christian Bale scene where his daughter dies, and then it cuts to them swiftly riding out the Guardians but they don't even seem like themselves. They're written by Taika Waititi instead of James Gunn, so they seem like caricatures of themselves, and they're in the movie for 3 minutes. And Thor is abysmal. So bad. Why are we talking about this dog shit movie? Fuck you, Thor 4. Anyway, they're making a Spider-Man 4, and I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely be watching that like opening weekend, man. I fuck with these movies. They're getting the guy who did Shang-Chi to direct. Shang-Chi was solid until it wasn't, or good until it wasn't. I don't remember that movie hardly at all. It has left my brain almost entirely, but I remember it being solid, good. Like the first half is great. Then it becomes a big, dumb, stupid fucking mess. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But solid director. All the action in that first film of his was really well shot. They actually did a lot of legit hand to hand. It's like John Wick adjacent action. But what's interesting about this trailer, Sloppers? Why do you think I brought it up? Have you been online this past week? Were you familiar with this marketing strategy? Did you guys see how they did this trailer release? I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. The dumbest trailer rollout I've seen. So the idea is they give like super fans of Marvel a 1 to 3 second snippet of a trailer to release on their own terms or at some point throughout the day. So like over a 24-hour period or 48 hours, whatever it was, they will have released the whole trailer, but in 3-second segments. And so the idea is like, if you're a real super fan, you can collect all these segments and then put them together to form a trailer. That's the idea. I'm not entirely sure what the idea is, to be totally honest. What I do know is that I saw a whole bunch of 3-second segments on my timeline for a day. And I was like, this is literally nothing. This means nothing to me. It's a shot of Spider-Man. It's like 3 seconds. Let's do 3 seconds right now. There it was. That was 3. Yeah, and it just strikes me as it's some marketing guy's harebrained idea. And I respect them trying to do something different. But this ain't it, brother. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Marketing's tough, man. I have a friend in marketing. Marketing is like so I got a business degree, and I was like, were there ever a thing that I would be interested in doing in the business world, it would be marketing. Because advertising is interesting, and figuring out like how to cut to the core of an audience and sell whatever you're selling, but smartly, that's interesting to me. And like I speak internet, so I think I could do it pretty good. Um, I never did, and I'm still not doing it pretty good because, well, it's fucking whatever. And stop me if I've said this before. I feel like I'm repeating myself constantly. My dad was like, "You want to be on the side of the business that is making money and not costing money. Marketing does nothing but cost money in the eyes of the power makers, the higher ups. And it is the first thing to get cut when the times get going and the going gets tough. The tough get going, right? It's the first thing that goes. So you want to be in sales, business acquisition, business development, where you are actively earning the company income, and they love you for that. They will like suck your dick. They will give you anything you want if you bring them money. They do not care. Fuck the regulations. As long as you're not like raping other employees, even then, if you're like the top salesman, they probably sweep that under the rug or put you in rehab or some shit for sex addiction. Like they will go to any length to keep you and pay you whatever you want. I was like, yeah, I get that, but I hate sales. Hate sales. Marketing is interesting. Marketing is fascinating. And there's, again, the best gift that my brother Patrick ever gave me is Atrioc, one of my favorite YouTubers, has a series called Marketing Monday on his YouTube channel and his Twitch, which I don't watch Twitch, but I love YouTube, where he discusses like the wins and fails of marketers of the week for the week. He does like a massive PowerPoint slide presentation that's also funny and informative on many topics on a weekly basis. Incredible YouTuber. Fantastic. But he has a lot of like great insight into this world, and I'm just picturing a guy in a boardroom like, this is it. Think about the buzz. Think about the engagement. All these people, I can't imagine a fan watching a 3-second segment and thinking to themselves, what am I going to not find all the other 3-second segments? What am I going to wait 24 hours to see the actual trailer when they post it? No, 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 no. I will be on the hunt to find the rest. And I will share my findings with a community of fellow travelers and searchers. It's like pretty naive. Pretty naive, cute enough, but you can't blame the guy for trying, though. This is not a fireable thing. It's just a not great idea. Which is fine, dude. We all have not great ideas. I got them every day. So shouts out to Spider-Man and Tom Holland. I would fuck that twink. I would fuck that twink. Looking forward to the obligatory Superman shirtless shot in every single Marvel film. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's not a single one of them without it. You have one guaranteed shirtless shot in every Marvel film. You got to show off. You got to appeal to the gays and the she's and the theys. Appeal mostly to women. Mostly to women who are dragged there by their boyfriends, who think Chris Pratt is handsome. All right, well, we're rambling now, Slops, and we've been rambling for an hour. Do we have anything else to share with you? Oh, yes. What have I been watching? I'm so glad you asked. Before we go, I got to tell you, I watched today Project Hail Mary, based on a book directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller of Spider-Verse fame. Not only that, but they did the 21 and 22 Jump Street movies. That was their foray into live action. They produced the Spider-Verse movies and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. They wrote and produced all those movies. They have like an excellent track record. Incredible team. And this has been their passion project, their baby for the better part of 2 years or something. Instead of cracking the whip at the Spider-Verse sweatshop, where they're forcing their animators to eat their own entrails, which was what they should have been doing. They should be over there every fucking day preventing those animators from seeing their families, because I need to see Spider-Verse 3, man. I need to see it. And I am happy to report that this movie, this obligation of theirs that they've been working on instead of, again, running the sort of Abu Ghraib Spider-Verse situation, it's worthwhile. It's solid. It's really good. It's good. It's solid. It's good. It is the completely inoffensive, total crowd pleasing, take your mom to go see this movie. She will love it. It's a tearjerker. It's sweet. It's a little too long, but it's just freaking solid. Right down the middle for me. That's not true. It's middle. I gave it a 3 out of 5. But I'm a, and you are not. You, I'm sure, will like it more. I found it I don't like feel good movies. I like feel bad movies. And this is a feel good movie. It's also just, it's impressive. There's an incredible team behind it. It's written by the guy who wrote The Martian. And I like The Martian better. The Martian is like less cute. This is just really cute and fun. And cute and fun is good. I should have taken my fucking parents to see this movie. Then we would have bonded over it. We would have like had a gay old time together talking about how sweet and cute and fun this movie was. I would have given it a 4 out of 5 instead of a 3 out of 5. But instead I saw it alone, like a hapless, friendless, conniving, critical cunt. And so I enjoyed it, but I just didn't love it. It didn't sink its teeth into my cock, It's just inoffensive, which is fine. It's entertaining as fuck. Super entertaining. You should watch it. It is definitely The Martian / Interstellar for normies, for dummies, even though both those movies are kind of normie movies. Is it 2001 for dummies? No, it's not even close. It's just Interstellar. It's Interstellar / The Martian again, but a little different. Switch the formula up a little bit. It's freaking solid. Ryan Gosling's great. Oh, dude, I got to talk about Sandra Hüller. Sandra Hüller of Anatomy of a Fall fame is so fucking good in the movie. Holy shit, she's a goddamn incredible actor. I love her so much. If you have not seen Anatomy of a Fall, brother, that movie is unbelievable. And she's incredible in it, incredible in this, and I just look forward to like seeing her every career move from this point forward. She has this like subtle sadness to her in this movie. It's just so freaking beautiful. She's my favorite character by far. But Ryan Gosling's great. I'm not gonna spoil a goddamn thing about this movie. I think, as a matter of fact, okay, we gotta talk about this too. I went to Alamo today. And I saw the implementation of the fucking QR code thing for the first time. It's annoying. It's really freaking stupid. It's totally counter to their whole deal. Everything that everyone said is true. For those who don't know, they're getting rid of the paper slip. Instead of the paper slip, you pull out your fucking phone to ask for a refill or reorder something or report phone usage. Yes, that's right. And they actually have a little blurb. It was interesting. I'm a long time Alamo person. This is the 3rd iteration of the opening fuck you, don't talk, we'll kick your ass out after one warning thing. And the announcer guy has sounded older in all 3 iterations. He sounds the oldest here. And then they do a new version of it because they had to, because the paper slip thing is dead. And for those who aren't aware of the paper slip, the reason for that is because they're trying to evolve with the times. And in actuality, that's not true at all. They are trying to cut out employees overhead. When you don't have people waiting, wandering through the theaters looking for paper slips, you don't have to hire as many people. They're trying to cut jobs because they are dying. The company will be dead in a year for sure, which is depressing, but it is what it is. But anyway, my point is that they actually do a little. They actually they lampshade the argument at the very end of the new blurb thing. They go, by the way, we totally understand the irony of reporting phone usage on your phone. Just don't be a jerk. And the theater fucking laughed when they read that. So it is, but it still doesn't make it any better just because you're acknowledging the dumb shit. Maybe it does make it better. I don't know. Either way, it's annoying. The shit's annoying. And I wanted to fucking Coke Zero refill. So I pulled out my phone in the movie. My brightness was all the way down because I'm a sensible human being. But the guy next to me earlier pulled his phone out in the fucking movie to order some other shit. And it just pulls you out, dude. It pulls you out of the experience. I was locked in. I was in space, bro, with Ryan Gosling. And then the fucking phone appeared to my right. And I was like, oh, right. I'm in a theater. I'm watching a movie. It's depressing. So my buddy actually, we saw this movie simultaneously at Alamo and didn't think to hit each other up to go, which is funny. But he texted in the group chat, like, boycott Alamo Drafthouse. This shit is fucking bullshit. Like, I was like, you don't need to boycott them. They will be dead in a year. Regardless of what you and your 5 friends do in this group chat, they will be dead in a year. So shouts out to Alamo for that decision. Sucks. Murdering your core fan base. Brutal, brutal, brutal decision. Tough, tough, tough. But what are you going to do? You got to make drastic calls when you're about to die. Project Hail Mary is solid. I think it is actually... I cannot think of a single human I would not recommend this movie to. I think it is the most generally crowd-pleasing film I've seen in quite some time. No one will not like this movie. And I'll put my stamp on that. It is worth watching, even if it's not challenging and kind of normie adjacent. Normie adjacent. But it's sweet, man. It's freaking sweet. It's tear jerky. It's sweet. I'm being too harsh. It's good. You should watch it. That is all I have for you, Slops. I appreciate you guys watching very much. Stay tuned next week for our 52nd episode and 1 year anniversary. I'm going to do something special for it. I don't know what yet. I'm going to do something special. We'll see what it is. But thank you guys thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Please, for the love of God, press subscribe. Press fucking subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or Apple or Amazon Music or wherever you get your podcasts. Please just give the guy a follow, man. It really does help. Thank you so much. God love the Slop Nation. I really, truly do appreciate you. And I will see you in 7 days' time.